Welcome back to Maths Class 6 Standard Children. Today we are going to start revision of chapter number 5th. Already you are very well knowing that the chapters 1 to 5 are included in the first term syllabus, but 6th chapter already I explained will not be included in first term exams. So first question we are going to start with filling the blanks. The distance between the endpoints of a line segment is the dash of the line segment. Already on the basis of the definition of line segment, very well knowing that the distance between two endpoints is called length of the line segment. And now question number 2, A is used to find the accurate length of a line segment. A dash is used. Which instrument is used to find the length of line segment? In the geometry box you are very well knowing that is divisor. What is that instrument called? Divisor. Now question number 3rd, the point P is a point on MN. Point P is on point MN. Therefore MP plus NP. Therefore MP plus NP. Okay, that will be the sum. MN will be the sum of these two line segments. So what will be the answer? MN. Now question number 4, point A is on CD, therefore CD minus AD is equal to dash. Point A is on CD, okay, and CD minus AD. I am drawing for you. You will come to know what is left after subtracting AD from the CD, and A point is lying on CD. You see here, I am going to draw for you, children. This line, suppose this is rough line CD and A point is lying on CD, okay, and this is A point, children. Now you see there, see here, this is A point. If you will subtract AD, this part AD from CD, then what is left? Only CA is left. So what will you write here? If what will you write? What is left? CA will be line segment. CA will be the part that will be left. I hope you understood. Now question number 5th. Length of AB is 5.3. Length of AB is 5.3. Point C is on line segment AB. If AC is equal to 3.5, then BC is what? Then BC is equal to what? If children, as in the previous question, fourth question, A was lying on CD, same way here in the 5th question, C point is lying on AB. That means AC is a part of AB. So you have to find out the length of BC. Okay, that means the whole length of AB is 5.3 and AC is 3.5. To get the length of remaining part of line segment AB, that is BC, that means you will subtract that length. Okay, that means 5.3 minus 3.5. 5.3 minus 3.5, what will be the answer there? 1.8. You will get 1.8. Now question number next, that is 6.1. Here I think clearly visible. 6th question, point A, B and C are collinear points. If AB is equal to 5 centimeter, BC is equal to 3 centimeter and AC is equal to 8 centimeter, then the point dash is between the other two points. Once again, you have to think before writing any answer which point, on the basis of the lengths of the line segment given, how you will think which one is lying, the which length is lying in between. Okay, that is AC is equal to 8 centimeter, that means the biggest, and AB is 5 centimeter and BC is 3 centimeter. If you will add AB and BC, you will get the length equal to AC. That means AC is equal to 8. B point, then the point B is between the other two points. It is clear that the B point is between the other two points. Now question number 7, we are going to start. M is the midpoint of PQ. If PQ is equal to 4.8 centimeter, then PM is equal to dash. Obviously, as I have drawn in the 4th fourth question, if any point is lying in the on the line or the midpoint, if it is midpoint, that means if you will divide any length given, that means you will get, if you will divide into two equal parts, you will get the two equal parts. You have to divide the given length of the complete line segment by 2. So what is M is the midpoint of PQ, and PQ is equal to 4.8. Then PM will be, if you will divide 4.8 by 2, you will get 2 2s are 4 and 2 4s are 8. That means 2.4 centimeter you will get the length of that. Now question number 8 we are going to start. O is the midpoint of XY. If YO is 2.7, then XY is equal to dash centimeter. Okay, understood? O is the midpoint of, again it is midpoint given to you. If O is the midpoint of XY, but here the question, what is the change in question? Here they have not given the complete length of XY. They have given the length of YO, that is the half of the XY, because O point is lying in the mid of, that is the midpoint of XY. That means the, if YO is equal to 2.7, then if you will add the other 2.7, you will get the complete length of XY. 2.7 plus 2.7, you will get, what will you get by adding both the lengths? You will get 5.4 centimeter. Understood, children? Now we are proceeding to question number 9. And B, question number 9, B is the midpoint of AC and M is the midpoint of BC. If AC is equal to 8.4 centimeter, then MC is equal to dash centimeter. Once again, the question I am going to repeat, as all the questions from from question number 4 are related with the midpoint. So you have to clear in your mind which point is given to the mid of any line segment. Okay, and that will divide the line segment into equal two parts. B is the midpoint of AC and M is the midpoint of BC. There are two midpoint. One, first they have given AC, midpoint of AC is B. I am drawing for you. You see how it will, how we will get only a little change it in this question has come, because they have given the midpoint of another half of the line segment. Now question number, it was question number 9. B is the midpoint of AC. First I am going to draw AC. And here I have drawn B point. Have you seen? This is B point. And M is the midpoint of BC. Now here I will draw M. This one M. Okay, roughly in your mind also you can draw better if there will be more than more than 1 point they have given. So you have to draw roughly first, then you have to find out the answer. So first B is the midpoint of AC and M is the midpoint of BC, and AC, this complete line segment is 8.4. If this complete is 8.4, okay, then half of AC, that means either AB or BC will be 4.2. Okay, either AB or BC will be 4.2. And but we have to find out the answer. M is the, that means BC is also 4.2, but M is the midpoint of BC also. So you have to divide BC also by 2 and you will get the length of the given in the question, that is MC. If you will divide 4.2 by 2, you will get 2.4. Sorry, 2 point, what will you get? 2 to the, okay, 2 to the, so question number 2 to the 4 and 2 ones are 2. So you will get 2.1. So I hope you understood how we are getting. We have to divide this 4.2 by 2 and we are getting the answer. I hope you understood, children. So now we are going to proceed on question number, let me erase that, question number 10. Now, question number 10, children, in any triangle. Now, up to 9, some we have done all the questions related with line segment and midpoints of line segment. Now we are going to start question number 10, which is on the basis of triangle. The definition of triangle, what is the definition of triangle? Triangle is sum of all the line segments. Okay, sorry, triangle is three-sided closed figure. I started reading the question. What is triangle? A three-sided closed figure is called triangle. Now, on the basis of that, you have to give the answer. In any triangle, the sum of the lengths of any two sides is dash, then the length of the third side. Already we have done on the basis of this statement many sums given in the textbook. Now, in the revision part, you will write only directly the answer that you have, okay, done in the textbook. That will be greater or smaller. Okay, obviously you will add two sides of the two line segments of the triangle. You will get the sum that will be greater than the third side. Okay, you have to write greater than the length of the third side. Now we are going to start question number 11. Directly the answer without solving, you can write these answer on the basis of definition and the sums you have solved in the exercise of the textbook. Now, question number 11, we are going to start. In any triangle, the difference of the lengths of any two sides is dash then the length of third side. Okay, this type of question you were not you were not found in the textbook, but obviously on the basis of your knowledge you can write the difference always be less than the third side, whereas the sum of two sides of the triangle will always be greater than the third side. For question number 11, if you have to find out the difference of two sides of the triangle, you will get always less measure than the length of third side. Now we are going to start question number 12. Very simple question. Question number 12, the measure of angle between the north direction and east direction is dash. When children we are depicting directions, we are writing north, south, north just above of one line segment of one line and south downward, and east and west in the perpendicular and intersecting these two lines will intersect at 90 degrees. So obviously the answer will be 90 degree. The measure of the angle between the north direction and east direction is 90 degree. I am drawing for you. You will get how to find. Now here you see this one is north, this one is south, and here east and here west. And this angle will be what will be the measure of this angle? Obviously this will be 90 degree. Okay, since 5th standard you are learning the angles, so answer will be 90 degree. Now question number, after this question number 13th, the measure of the angle between the east direction and west direction is dash. The angle that will be, I have drawn in the question number east and west. These are just opposite sides of a line. So what is the measure of the angle formed by line is 180 degrees. So answer number 13th will be 180 degree. The answer will come 180 degree. Question number 14. 1/4 of rotation of our hand of a clock rotates through dash right angle oblique right angles. Once again the question is, in 1/4 of a rotation of our hand, children, when we were doing the rotation of our hand and minutes hand in a clock, we are very well knowing then that 1/4 of that clock is always, what is that? 1/4, if I am going to draw, you see here, complete rotation is carrying 360 degree. I am drawing here and showing this is circular, and here the point, if we will see this a line, this one is 180 and this one is also 180. The angle above this line is also 180 and below that line is also 180 degree. And if you will add these to 180, you will get 360 degree. And what will be the 1/4 of that? You are very well knowing that 1/4, what will be the 1/4 if 1/4 of rotation 1/4 of rotation, the hour hand of a clock rotates through dash how much? One right angle. You have, that is right angle, but how many? You have to write the number of right angle, not the measure of the angle. Okay, here how many right angles? I am showing this is 1/4. Once again, you see here this part is 1/4 of a hour clock and this one is 90 degree. So how many 90 degree it has moved? One, only 190 degree. That means one right hand, the rotation will be done to for the 1/4 rotation of our hand. So here the answer you will write, that is one right angle. Now we are going to start question number, that is 15th question, children. So question number 15th, in half of the rotation, the hour hand of a clock rotates through the dash right angle and right angles. Now children, same way, if one for 1/4 we have to move only one right angle, that means 1/4 more, that means half rotation. 1/4 plus 1/4 you will get half rotation. Then the hour hand of a clock rotates through how many? 1/4 is the one right angle was there, and for the another 1/4, then two right angles will be there. So I am going to draw here, children. That is, what is that? Here you see this is 1/4 and this is half. So how many 90-degree angles come? There are two angles are coming, that means you have to write here the answer 2, and in case of 14 question there will be the 1. I hope you understood all these blanks. Are now question number, just wait. Now question number 16. After question number 15, let me see where it is. Yes, question number 16. When the hour hand of clock go from 6 to 9, it completes, children, 6 to 9. That means 1/4. That you now many times you have done from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Actually, it clock divided into four equal parts. If 6 to 9, then what will be the rotation? It will be 1/4. I am showing by drawing figure. Here you see this one will be 6 and this here it will come 9. So what is this part? That is 1/4 part of a rotation. In complete rotation, okay, that if you will divide the clock into four equal parts, and if you have to move from 6 to 9, that will be the 1/4 part. Okay, understood, children? So this will be the 1/4 part. Now question number 17 we are going to start. Just wait, children. Yes, question number 17. When the hour clock go from 12 to 9, it completes dash a rotation. Same way as we have done here in question number 16. Now 12 to 9. How many 1/4 part? 3 1/4 part. That means the answer will be 3 by 4 in question number 17. Now question number 18 we are going to start. When the hour hand of a clock starts from 2 and complete half of a rotation, okay, it starts from 2, and if it complete, I am showing by drawing figure. You just wait. Here this is clock and here I have written 12, and here what will come? 6. Let me draw again, children. This is clock, children. Here it will come 12, here it comes 3, and here it will come 6, and this side will be 9. Okay, I have divided this clock into 4 parts, and if 2 is lying here, then what will come, where you have to reach? Let us see. You just wait, children. Yes. When the hour hand of a clock starts from 2 and completes half rotation, that means 290 degree. Okay. If it is going to start from here, it will reach here. Where it will reach here? That means 2 half rotation. Half rotation means it will reach it up to, you see here, question number 18. Okay, that will reach at 8. Okay, it will reach at 8. Understood? Here it will reach before 9, because half rotation, here it completes half rotation means 290 degree angles, so it will reach up to 8. I hope you understood. I have drawn 4 points for 12, 3, 6 and 9, but it is not going to start from 3, it is going to start from 2. If it starts from 3, then it reaches to, after 2, after half rotation, it reaches to 9. But if it starts from 2, it reaches to 8. Now, question number 19, we are going to start. Question number 19. If a person faces west and completes 3/4 of rotation in anti-clockwise direction, it will face dash direction. Okay, first of all, for this question, you have to draw roughly the diagram of directions. Okay, I think such type of question already you have done in 5th standard also, and even in the 6th standard also the question was there for direction. Here first you will write north direction is here, and here south will come, and here this side east and this side west, and here was south. I hope directions are, and the person is facing which? East direction, here this side. Okay, and the person is going to move which side? You see, you just wait, let me read the question first. Yes, if and turns in the clockwise direction, okay, the person has to move clockwise till he reaches north direction. Okay, and has to reach towards north, has to reach to north direction. Then how it he turns through a dash of a rotation. The question is dash of a rotation, that is how much rotation, facing towards east and has to reach north. So 1/4, this is 1. Okay, you see here, children. Okay, this is 1/4, this is 2/4, and when it reaches to north, then it will complete 3/4 of rotation. Okay, I hope you understood. 3/4 of the, when it reaches to, the answer will be 3/4. Okay, let me rub all these and you wait for the next question. Yes. Now question number 21st. Only 4 questions are left. When a hand of a clock goes from 5 to 6, turns through dash of an angle. Children, 5 to 6. When a hand of a clock goes from 5 to 6, it turns through an angle of 30 degrees. And I already asked you how to find out the angle. That angle around a point is 360, and when I asked you to find out the angle to move by a hand of a clock in 1 minute, how you will find out? That will be in 1 hour there are 60 minutes, and total angle is 360 around a point. So 360 divided by, I'm showing again you here, 360 divided by 60. Okay, you will get 6 degree. Angle moved by a hand of a clock is 6 degree in 1 minute. But from 5 to 6 here are 5 minutes. So you have to multiply 6 degree into 5. So the answer you will get is 30 degree. In 5 minutes, how much degree will be moved by a hand of a clock? That is 30 degrees. So I hope you understood how I got the answer. Now question number, children, it was stopped. Now question number 22nd I am going to start. Up to 21st I explained you. If a figure has only length and breadth, it is called a dash figure. If in any figure there will be two dimensions given, that means this figure is called two-dimensional figure. If length, breadth and height, both all the three things are given, then it is called three-dimensional figure. Now question number 23rd, a shape which has length, breadth and height, already I have given the answer of that question, that is called three-dimensional shape. The shape of an ice cream. Now question number 24. The shape of an ice cream cone is dash. Very simple question, that is cone, conical shape. The shape of a road roller is, if road roller is cylindrical. Okay. And question number 26. The shape of a brick is dash. That is cuboidal shape, not the rectangular, because that is three-dimensional structure. So that will be cuboidal shape. I hope all the answers you understood. So same way here I help you how to find out the answers of that filling the blanks of lesson number 5th. Same way children, I will send you one more PDF. You have to find the answers of that and will be checked in the next video.